rape is non-consensual sex with somebody else. So basically, if you have sex with someone and you don't have the okay from them throughout the entire process, I believe that's rape.
Rape is a heinous act. Absolutely despicable act. Done by monsters.
The use of force to penetrate a person or assault a person in a sexual manner.
When you force yourself on a particular person, both male or female, without consent.
And this also applies to minors, like people who can't make that decision yet.
My problem with this definition is that I think it should be broadened. Rather, it doesn't account for people who might be suffering with mental disorders.
I think we have a problem defining it because it happens in various circumstances, and because there are two people involved, there'll always be two sides to the story.
People who engage in this action, or people who find out that their friends engage in this action, have a problem with their own conscience in accepting what they've done.
The story or the belief behind rape was it'll always happen at night, or it'll always happen in some alleyway, it'll always happen at gunpoint or at knife point, it will always happen from this monster stranger person that doesn't necessarily have a face. But that's not actually the case. It happens to people in their homes, it happens to people with loved ones, it happens to people with their husbands and wives in their marriages, it happens to people they're in relationships with. So I think that's why we have such a hard time defining it, because it can happen in such a varied number of circumstances.
Generally, people don't want to talk about things that are of certain topics, sexuality included.
We have such a hard time talking about sex and what defines sex and different kinds of sex and what it means to different people in the most normal, chill situation.
You see, people, one, don't know how to report something. And even though they report it, how do you report rape, for example? It's not been established. So you can report rape at the police station. One, even beginning to talk about it is already as embarrassing.
Men feel that if they accept that they are victims, it takes away their image as strong people. Because men are supposed to be strong, they're supposed to be the ones who are in charge. And being a rape victim as a man, I think, robs them of that persona. Children, unfortunately, are weak, and they're innocent, and they're vulnerable. And a lot of predators prey on this weakness and this vulnerability and innocence.
Well, who do they go to? Who do they talk to? But there's all these emotions that come into it and complications.
The stigma of that happening to you is something a lot of rape victims carry with them.
To be honest, I feel like it's not given the attention it deserves.
So how do you explain that to your close circle? How do you explain that to your friends and your family? What do you do about it? You know, it's just a process. It's hard.
It's very controversial. For example, if you're a woman who has been raped, it's very difficult for you to come through and tell the world about something you're ashamed of. You should come through, find the right counselors, find the right friends, and open about it. It's nothing to be ashamed of, because we need to bring this thing to an end.
Give them space to speak or not speak, because sometimes it's really hard to talk about it, but then make them feel like it's okay to express what they've gone through.
If you're a victim, you need to first and foremost report it to the police. One. Two, you need to go see a doctor and you need to get your P3 form filled out just to prove that indeed there you are violated. That's the first step when you're dealing with this.
You have to stand up for something. And if it means a friend is coming to you and telling you X has done something to me, I think we need to remove the stigma. And it starts with small steps, having these topics discussed on a wider scale.
There's various different issues that contribute to rape. Not to say that they contribute, but situations lead up to rape. For example, try to reduce the amount of alcohol that you take when you're out so that you don't find yourself in situations. You need to also be able to go with a friend someplace. Make sure that you have somebody with you so that you don't have a situation where a man or a woman can force themselves on you. Call an Uber, call a Taxify. Don't let a stranger take you home. So try to understand your surroundings, especially when you're out partying. Don't drink any drink that's obviously on a table. A drink would be required some mchele or something inside of it that you can lose consciousness. So be aware of your surroundings and have somebody with you, a partner or a friend who can take care of you. If you are having issues when it comes to opening up, find the particular right hotline or even comment on our YouTube videos and we shall find the right people who can counsel you and bring you forward to know that we shall end rape, and this is something that we need to end in our country. We need to end amongst young people. We need to make sure that people realize that this is our body. This is the body that God has given you, and nobody else can take that body from you without your permission.
It's like the people raping people, stop.
No means no.